G'day Spurs fans, Paul Hotspur Hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. And I'll get it right one of these days. I've only been practicing 5 minutes. Hey look, the game ended. Tottenham Hotspur won, Newcastle United won. I went into the game not expecting much, to be honest. You know, injuries, sicknesses, lurgies, people on the toilet, people in bed. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go into this game, I'm just going to have fun and enjoy it. And you know what? We made a real fist of it. We did so much better than I originally thought. I mean, when I saw Brandon Austin on the team sheet, I thought, hey, you know what? We're down to our third keeper. If he gets injured, Alfie Whiteman, crack DJ, will have a go as well. But actually, Brandon Austin had a really good game. Can't complain about him at all. Did really well. He was nice and vocal in goal. Made some good saves. Excuse me. And yeah, we made a fist of it when that first goal went in. Goal by Solanke. We were our first 10 minutes of the game. I thought was really good. But let's get to the big talking point. And I think I wouldn't say I'm at odds, but my first reaction. I don't think I've changed my mind on this. I don't think it was a handball. I know I just watched Ange's press conference after the game, and I get it. I get it if you're a manager, and I get some fans, well, a lot of fans. I think I might be out on my own on this one because the ball fell favourably. It gave Newcastle United an advantage, which led to the goal. That it shouldn't have been a handball for me. I don't think it was, because the ball he didn't stick his hand out. The ball hit his hand, and shit happens sometimes in football. It just doesn't fall right for you. So unfortunate, but really what led up to that was kind of short passes. I think it was by Sarr and Berival, both at full stretch. So it's kind of a mistake of our own doing. And handball, not handball, doesn't matter, it's a goal. Ange was saying afterwards that on a even and level playing field, we would have won that game. And he has a point there, because I thought overall our performance was excellent, man. Way beyond what I expected. Injuries all over the place, bugs running through the camp. Ange was saying that Radu Dragashin and Archie Gray both pretty much came out of sick beds to play the game. So to play like that, can't fault them too much. I did think Radu was a little bit short or a little bit off it, but you know, if he's sick, that would explain it. After Newcastle's goal, we held our own for quite a bit in that first half. Newcastle scored an unfortunate goal to go 2-1 up. Radu stuck a foot out. He had to do something because Isak was there waiting to pounce. So no fault on Radu for that one either. And towards the end of the first half, Newcastle started ramping it up. Newcastle started the game pretty ropey, and it was giving me a lot of hope, because I thought we're playing better than them. But second half of the first half, or the second quarter you might call it, if you're in American frame of mind, then they really started playing some good football, and they started taking control of the game. And I thought the second half might be a pretty hard day's work out for us. But lo and behold, the second half came around, and I thought, oh, Spurs were wonderful. Berival in midfield, Jed Spence had a fantastic game, and was called upon to play in centre back when Radu was taken off, because he was just buggered, just spent, had nothing more to give. Jed Spence didn't look really uncomfortable at centre back. He was still running up and drifting out to wide a bit, but hey, it didn't let us concede or anything like that, so I don't care. Berival had a great game. Started off with a good physical elbow in the guts for Newcastle, just to let them know we're here. And I think he's coming on in leaps and bounds, that guy. His first couple of games for Tottenham, I thought his frame or physique, I thought he was getting muscled a bit. Wasn't overly concerned, because you know, football, you can be any sort of physique, any sort of shape and size, and you can work out how to play your game. And I thought, oh, it's just a question of Berival figuring out how to use his lesser frame to to do well in football, but it turns out I was talking out my bottom. It's complete bollocks, because he's turned into a bit of a thug. So hey, that's pretty good. He looks like he's just stepped out of Backstreet Boys or One Direction, but I wouldn't like to tangle with him. He's shown a lot of fight. Kulu was the captain for the night. Great move there. He also got in the wars, giving old Anthony Gordon, Postman Pat, a good old red bloody nose. Everybody knows his bright red nose. Kulu was great. We were a bit physical, but then so were Newcastle, man. So were Newcastle. We didn't really get a lot of the rub of the green from the referee at times, but then we kind of did a little bit in the second half. I mean, the referee was handing out cards left, right, and centre to Newcastle. Joe Linton was dirty as hell. And I thought, a red card for Newcastle, and that will put the game into our court a bit more. In the second half, we dominated the game, man. We dominated the game. Unfortunately, we just couldn't find the back of the net. Just wouldn't go in. We were close a number of times, hitting the post. Solanke had a good couple of further chances, but they were hard chances. They were like at full stretch or awkward for him. There's no doubt if it's when the ball's a little bit more comfortable, he scores. So it was a great game for Solanke, and with Thomas Tuchel in the stand, call him up for England, mate. Call him back up for England. He's got to do it. I think if we had a weakness on the pitch, it's the same story. Timo Werner, not a good game at all. Was taking men on, but then the final product, the cross was terrible. Actually, it was terrible. And on the other wing, you had Brennan Johnson, who I didn't think had a particularly good game. Now, I don't know if they're sick or whatever, but Brennan Johnson didn't take men on, and just whacked the ball into Newcastle defenders. So, I'm hopeful. I take that as a bit of a positive, because I can clearly see if we're playing this well, when we're this down and out, you wait till we get like Mikey Moore back on the pitch, or Wilson Odobert. I don't know what he's like, but he's got to be an improvement, isn't he? You get a couple of those people on the pitch, and I think that is the difference. If he had Mikey Moore instead of Timo Werner last night, I know it's ifs and buts, but I think I can assume that we would have won that game quite comfortably. So when we start getting players back, we're just going to get better. I'm just surprised I really am surprised how well we played. And I know we lost the game, and that is really disappointing. But when we put the effort in and we play some really nice football, sometimes it just doesn't go your way. And I think that was tonight. Now I suppose people will be looking at our results as a whole and saying they're up and down, but I just take each game as it comes, and I think that this was a game where we played well, and we deserve something out of it. If you're going to use those terms, we deserved something out of it, possibly even a win the way we played in that second half. Although Newcastle did drop back and manage the game. Boring, boring. And I was hoping, man, if we get a goal, this would be another nail in the coffin for game management. But unfortunately, this morning, it was this morning last night, game management, the boring philosophy won. But mark my words, it doesn't always win. And as a ticket-paying fan, I hate seeing that sort of shit. So, the game wore on, chance after chance. I think Brennan Johnson hit the post from a wide angle. And then with 10 minutes added on time, I thought, you know what, we have got a shout here. We have got a shout. And I thought this was one thing the referee did do well with the time added on at the end of the game. He did add further time because Newcastle were playing silly buggers, time wasting and all that sort of crap. And he did add that time on. So that was something in our favour. The number of times I see games where the referees, it's almost like, they've booked an appointment at the hairdresser to get a new haircut, and they can't wait to finish the game as early as they can. They just blow up dead on time, no matter what's happened in that extra period of play. But last night, timekeeping was fair enough. So I heard from someone at the match that at half time, I think they were saying Spurs were booed. I didn't hear it, so I'm not sure about that. But certainly I was listening very carefully at the end of the game, and I would have been pretty horrified if there were any boos at the end of that. And there weren't. So I think part of what Ange has got up his sleeve by being so pissed off after the game, he is building that siege mentality. I was waiting to see when that would come, how it would go, and I think that's part of what Ange was doing. I mean, it's not manufactured, because he obviously was very, very pissed off about the handball decision, and was kind of, I'm not going to be drawn on that, but I'm going to make it clear. I'll make it clear that you know what I think about it, which is fair enough. Treading a fine line. Doesn't want to bring the game into disrepute. Referees can do that all by themselves. I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, the thing about the handball. I mean, VAR. Did they have a look at it? I don't know. Because I was thinking if VAR are having a look at it, and when they wind that back in slow motion, then yeah, it's going to look more. The slower you play things like that, the more it looks like a handball every single time. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Sometimes you get them, and sometimes you don't. Some people say that was a howler of his decision. Like for me, I thought I can understand it not being a handball, and really that goal that Newcastle got, it was our own doing, really. Not that I'm being overcritical on the players. It was kind of a couple of mistakes there, but that's what football is, you know. You never have a perfect game. So overall, I think man of the match for me was Jed Spence at first, but hearing that Archie Gray had to pretty much get out of sickbed to play that game, I might lean more to him. But based on performances, Jed Spence was great, and actually our substitutions when they came on, I thought Maddison and Basuma were great, man. Basuma was, you know, if there was a bit of space in front of him, he was tacking the space, loping up the field. Maddison was always looking, and Son, when he came on, was looking good as well. So hopefully Son is getting the rest he needed. I get it, we had to do a bit of a juggling act, maybe keeping them for the second half, and also taking the likes of Berrival off, because we have got to have maybe one eye on the Carabao Cup semi-final against Liverpool in a few days' time. So I know people might say, oh, we should play this, should have played that, why'd he sub him, Like, Ange's got all the information. I think he knows more than me, and it's given me hope. That match has given me hope. Like, I thought we played well. I'm excited for when players start coming back to see how that improves our performance. And hey, look, if we play like that against Liverpool, man, if we play like that against Liverpool, and they're just a little bit, you know, one eye on the league and not one eye on the cup, I think we might do them, especially over 2 legs, man. I think we've got a great chance of getting to our first final in a few years. And I think if we get to the final, we will win, because we've at last got a manager that's been in several finals and pretty much won all of them, instead of managers that have kind of half done it a little bit. Poch had never succeeded. So I don't see how, you know, when you've got a manager who's been there and done it, I think they've got an extra 2% that they can give the team in preparation. We've definitely got a winner in the shape of Ange Postecoglou, make no mistake. So I'm happy with the result. Disappointed we didn't win, but very proud of the team, very proud of it, and they put a smile on my face, considering I thought we were going to get our arse handed to us. We made a real fist of it. We really dug something out there, and it is a shame that we didn't get anything out of the game, but they can hold their heads up really high, and I'm looking forward to the next game. I think we've got a chance. So, till next time, folks, peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs!